Hey guys. Hey guys, this is American Coin and Currency. Not sure if I can hear you, John. John, can I hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, great. Just all right, starting things out. Anyways,
You started off and it was just a weird sound that came out. It was like ah, and then
shit. American Coin and Currency. When markets break, why graded coins protect wealth when everything else swings. We're back here again, starting the month strong for us with the graded coin market, of course, comparison to everything else is falling. So we're here to educate you guys on how to insulate yourselves from the market crashes, and we're going to cover everything going on today. I'm Dustin Lee, head of marketing here in American Coin and Currency, with John Beatty, CEO, founder, American Coin and Currency. How's it going, John?
it's going great. How are you doing today, Dustin?
That's good, man. Like, I was just doing a little search on like eBay listings and prices, and you can see that gap between, the bullion prices and graded coins and silver eagles in general, even just raw. ungraded. They're still above premium. They're holding that premium, so it's good to see that
Yeah.
the market's still holding, regardless, of the rest of the market going down. It's crazy times. Seeing these huge swings. Um, what's your
Well,
take on
what
that?
does that tell you? What does that tell you, right, Dustin? Like you just said it. There's a disconnect between what we see on paper trading and
Mhm.
then what physical is.
Yeah,
And so to me, that's like a clear signal. And I've been reading a lot of articles, I'm sure you have too, just about everyone has an opinion on what's going on. You know,
yeah,
I'll just start the show off by saying that nothing's changed fundamentally, except for the price. If you're a bullion buyer, nothing's changed. They're still creating just as many, if not more, EVs, solar panels, and everything else that's needed for our technological revolution. So if you're a long-term holder, I see this as an opportunity.
yeah, true.
But it's great to have just you and I for a show. We could just
Yeah,
we could just freewheel it, and just see where this conversation takes us.
yeah. It's been a couple months actually, so I had to try out having people come on and make sure. But yeah, now every month, the first week of the month, we're gonna have just me and you, just to cover what's going on with us, market conditions, just whatever we need to talk. Um, but yeah. It's good to see that there. I mean, obviously there's been a decouple, but I hope that people could see between the lines, like when it comes to the market, and seeing that there is a separation between physical and paper trades. And this is where J.P. Morgan has really held down the floor with the suppression for a long time, because paper market runs the conditions of the market. But in reality, physical is always going to hold more value than paper. So, I mean, it is,
Yeah.
what we're going to really see this
Well,
now. Currently.
and more what based off what you're saying, just to expand on that, uh, yesterday we had a $16 spread on Silver Eagles, which is wild. I mean, that's a massive spread. More to your point about the disconnect. At what point, we're going to see how this plays out, but I'm already starting to think at what point do people stop trusting the paper market because there is such a disconnect?
Mm.
And if we decouple further the physical versus the paper, I mean, that has ramifications for any kind for all the markets, right? I mean, that's your confidence. Your confidence is that you can trade a market and that you're going to get what you're supposed to get. So there's everything I'm reading is saying March is a key month for silver because of physical deliveries and on contracts that are going to expire in March. And so we'll see what happens. But as a long-term watcher and investor in markets, I can tell you that. I mean, this is really this once confidence ebbs, you can't. It's so hard to get that back. And our everything is built on confidence. Everything,
Much, yeah.
everything in our system is built on confidence, and it's so hard to build and very easy to lose. And so I don't know what's going to happen with the paper markets, but based off our topic here today, um, I was looking at prices yesterday on coins just that I have in my personal collection, and I was doing the same for a couple of my customers, some coins that they purchased from me few years back, and the prices have gone steadily up. I mean,
Mm.
what's happening with physical has literally nothing to do with the price value of the coins that I was looking at, and what I was looking at in particular were in this case they were uh, pioneer and territorial gold pieces,
Mm.
private. I call pioneer, but some people call private pieces. And so you're talking on these coins like they're like a gold dollar. It's like a 20th of an ounce, let's say.
Yeah.
Two and a half I was looking at. One was a Templeton Reed. Another one was a Pikes Peak gold. Clark and Gruber, and so I bought that Clark and Gruber. I don't know, 6 years ago, let's say, and I think I paid around $6,700 for it. It's a
Wow.
it's a it's a $2.50, and it is figure it's about a quarter ounce of gold, right?
Yeah.
I was looking yesterday, and one that's a grade lower than mine recently sold for $22,000,
Jeez.
and it's going to continue to go up. And I've had many offers. I just had an offer on one of these pieces last week, and I told the person no. I was like, because I can't replace it, even at what you're willing to buy it from me for. This is a different piece that I'm referring to. I'm talking about, but I was like, I can't replace it. I can't go out and find this piece and readily buy it. So, point being about this is that there's always good coins to purchase, or notes, rare notes, great graded items. And today we're kind of totally getting away from bullion. Uh, we're talking about rarity today.
Mm,
And so I was thinking last night about 2020 and 2021. 2020 when COVID hit,
mm.
and no
Yeah.
one knew. We were all freaking out. I live in Florida, so it wasn't as draconian as other states
Yeah.
with the lockdowns and things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
West Coast.
yeah, but like at that time, we we were busier than we had been the years prior,
Yeah.
and it continued that way.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to do a postmortem kind of the last 10 years, so I have some kind of reference to what's happening now.
Mm,
And so, at least with items of rarity, when times, at least in my experience in this industry, when times get difficult, like COVID,
mm.
the 2008 financial crisis, same thing.
Yeah.
Items of rarity went up in value, not down.
Mm,
and and this is going to continue to happen. Now, rare coins, there's obviously a lot of levels. You're a Pokemon guy, so you
yeah.
understand the different levels and entry points. And of course, the more you can spend, literally get what you pay for, right? Pretty much
Mm,
with anything in life. And the same thing applies with numismatics.
mm.
So, uh, if you could spend more, if you have, now I would never recommend to someone, take money away from this, where with this, you have to pay bills, you have to, you need that money. I'm talking about money that for credit, let's talk about credit investors. So that kind of gets right to the point. People
Mm.
that have the money to spend aren't robbing from Peter to pay Paul to come up with the money. But if you can spend larger amounts of dollars on rare numismatics, your returns will be greater. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't opportunities and value in graded coins, graded numismatics that are, let's say, $5,000, $10,000. There absolutely are. But my experience, the higher the capex spend on this, it seems like the higher the return possibly could be. And of course, no one can promise returns, and I'm not doing that at all. But just based off what I've seen, I don't see this changing. It's been this way for well over a century. In fact, Dustin, I have a book that was from I believe it was a Wells Fargo office. I
Mm.
bought it a while back at auction, and so it's uh it's back from like 1905 or something, like 1910, from
Mm.
a San Francisco office, and it was in case people came in with coins, so they could basically pawn them, or sell them to the bank.
Interesting.
But it wasn't it was a Wells Fargo price guide. Anyway,
Oh, okay. Cool.
imagine going into a dealer where you can just, go and sell your rare coins or your coins. So, point being is that the prices in here in this guide are so inexpensive. Of course, this is 1910, so like $1 is a lot of money. But I'm looking at coins in these prices that coins nowadays that are seven figures, for a few $100.
Yeah.
Of course, that was a lot of money then, but comparison wise, it's not really. I don't think it's the same, even inflation adjusted.
Right.
But this encapsulates my point of this has been going on for as far back as I can find information on
Mhm.
that good pieces, they have just something about them, and that something about them is that they're extremely rare and they're not easily replaced. And people will always, always, always be willing to pay a premium for something like that.
Yeah. No, it reminds me of Pokemon cards. I remember the first edition Charizards are about $100. And the packs were like $3, and those $100 Charizards are now 250,000 plus. Those packs now just ungraded. I think they're about 10 to 20K. Um,
Yep.
and they were selling them underpriced at that point for $2 or something like that. The boxes themselves are about half a million. Those things were about $100. Yeah, so I mean, and that was within my time. It's like seeing the prices go up, but I can only imagine like a grandparent or somebody. They're like, oh yeah, I remember I used to own all this change, and I remember
Yeah.
that 1909 or 10 or of anything. At this point, if it's in good grade, it could be yeah, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Um, and especially like fractional stuff like that. It's just like such a huge collector
Yeah.
item. Like,
Oh yeah. And there's still a lot of treasures out there. That's what
oh yeah,
excites me. That's one of my favorite things about what I do
that's true.
is the treasure hunting aspect of it. And I'll give you a perfect example. I had a lawyer who called me about a month ago, and he said that he represents a very, very wealthy family up in South Carolina,
Mhm.
and the matriarch of the family has a particular coin that she's looking to sell, and so he gave me the information, and I almost fell. It's a $20 gold Mormon coin from 1849, I believe, or
Oof,
1848.
Mormon coins.
There's I they're so rare.
Yeah.
Um, if this deal goes through, so he's reaching back out to her to have it so I can have FedEx go pick it up, get it here,
Oh.
and then get it
Ooh,
graded. But like I was telling
wow.
him, my part of the deal is I'm gonna broker it for her for the family, and
Okay.
either sell it at an auction, be a rep for them, or my first choice though, Dustin, is to call the Mormon Church in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, they'll buy it up real quick.
Absolutely, they will. They have the
Yeah.
largest
The
collection
LDS. Yeah, yeah.
of, of Mormon gold coins,
I got a
and
lot of
they will gladly pick it up. So I
them.
mean, perfect point that there's still treasures out there, but a coin like that is going to be in the millions.
Oh,
And
man.
if it
Wow.
grades out right, it will be an astronomically valued coin. But
Whoa.
that piece, not many people could afford dropping $3 million on a coin, right? But there are actually a good amount of people that can, and those, I guess you need money to make money, like the old saying goes, right?
Yeah.
Um, that's like the really rarefied air of the numismatic industry. People that can do that. There's not a lot, but there's a lot of opportunities in much lower brackets, and it's just a matter of really buying something and kind of first of all, let me go back because it's not as easy as just buying something.
Right.
What I like to do, what I instruct my coworkers to do with their clients is to really find out a lot about their customers
Hmm.
and find out their interests and what drew them to numismatics. And everyone has a favorite coin they collect, you
Hmm.
know. So really kind of like get that granular, peel back those layers, and that way we can customize our customers' purchases for what they really like and what they're interested in. Or what I find really appealing, and customers have given me amazing feedback, is introducing a customer to an entirely new arena. So maybe a
Hmm.
customer Jack, he only buys Morgan silver dollars. That's all he collects.
Right.
or or St. Gaudens from 1907 and up, and then we introduce him into California Gold Fractionals,
Oof.
which is a whole world that is filled with amazing history. And so this is really what we try to do with our customers, not just say, hey, here's a coin, it's blah blah blah, and you should have it because it's not only a great shield against
Yeah.
inflation and a shield for your wealth, but it'll show you appreciation over time. um, that's no fun, right? I'd rather have customers that are buying something that they're truly interested in,
Yeah.
and they also get all those other benefits on top of it.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I like that personalized approach.
Yeah,
I mean, you can collect anything and it's going to go up in value, but if you don't have
it's
like
all the
that
different.
personal, connection, it's important. Such high
Yeah,
wealth clients, I can only imagine. They only want to work with certain people, and you don't have that personal connection with them. It's just why are you working with them? Kind of thing. They can work with
correct.
anybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I love that.
And what does a wealthy person look like? Right?
Normal.
You never know.
Never know. I've met
Yeah,
billionaires that
just
that wear a t-shirt and blue jeans. Like what I mean, all those people, the tech people, they're just regular people hanging out, sitting on the couch. You can talk to
oh
them, you can
sure,
approach them. Yeah, they're it's normal people. People that
yeah.
try too hard usually don't have a lot going on. So that's yeah,
That's always the fact. That's always the
yeah,
case. I had a customer because we're right in Palm Beach. I could see the island from my office here on the eighth floor,
nice.
and I had a customer come in last week. He lives over on the island. Actually, he lives on Jupiter Island, which might
Oh,
have
okay.
even more expensive house than Palm Beach Island. They're probably neck and neck. But anyway, he came in with like just jeans on. What are those Farmer John? Like that's what it looked like. Like he
Overall,
was working overall. That's it. No shit. It was. I'm sorry, I didn't even curse. It
yeah,
was cold down here, so he dressed. Wore that, but boots. And I knew going into it who he was because I already knew him. But this
yeah.
guy, Dustin, he's liquid for 650 million. He sold one of the largest tool and die companies a few years back, cash, to a large automotive interest. And
Oh,
so
okay.
he's walking around and freaking, and he drives like a station wagon, I think. You know,
Yeah, that's how I
I
know.
love
I
it.
know. I
Love
know
it.
people in Seattle area that did very well. They work with all the Darden Group to put speakers in, and um, they've been selling speakers across the world for a very very long time. Very wealthy, but yeah, he drives a Studebaker, a VW van, and very just old school. Like that, you can't tell. But yeah, I mean that's what I like about people that are actually doing well in life in comparison to people who are trying too hard. They're you can approach them. They're regular people. They're not so rushed. To meet them,
Yeah,
and then you can create that personal connection rather than as a transactional relationship. And I don't like having those transactional relationships. Because it's just like short term. But
sure.
business at the end of the day. But I try to create that personal touch if I can. Um,
Well, in what we do, Dustin,
yeah,
you're not. Our customers aren't purchasing, small items for the most part.
right.
So having that personal connection, really getting to know your customer, becoming friends with them. A
Yeah.
couple of my coworkers, one of them just got back from a West Coast, what should I say? Just like a meet and greet, basically. He flew to the West Coast with his wife
Mm.
and started in Southern California and literally worked up to Portland. And then he was gone for 2 weeks and he just went to go see customers.
Huh.
And no other coin dealers are going out to see their customers. They says it all the time. He asks them, "Has
Yeah.
any of your other dealers come?" No, never, never. So
That's cool.
it really that personal touch does make an absolutely just huge difference. And who doesn't want that, right? Do you want to be treated like crap when you go to buy something? No, of course not. You want to be treated with kid gloves and with respect. and all of that. I mean, that's really, I know it's important to me, so I try to just treat others how I like to be treated, which also means I like getting good deals. And so, that's one of the things that's key. So, the gentleman, going back to the point I was saying earlier, who came in last week with the overalls,
Yeah.
he has an extensive coin collection. Uh, I call it a cabinet. That's the old term for an old school coin collection. They used to keep them in large cabinets. Think when you go to the Smithsonian, they're in cabinets.
Ah, okay.
Uh, so he actually has his built a vault built into his house, a walk-in, and he has a cabinet built. Beautiful, beautiful wood, you
Nice.
know, an amazing coin collection. And so one day he came to my office prior to last week, and he noticed the first time he came here, a Civil War sword that I
Oh,
have in my office. And then we just started talking about the Civil War. And then he said he's a huge Civil War buff, and I am to a point as well. And so we had just had a great conversation, and I asked him, "Hey, do you own any Civil War era coins?" Well, I have a couple that are, from that date, 1862, 1860 to 1864 ish. And so I said, no, no, I'm talking about like specific coins that were struck by the Confederate, you know,
yeah.
uh, things like
Yeah.
that. Oh, no, no. That opened up a whole new world to him, a
Oh,
whole new world for him to learn all about these coins that were struck. And that's the fun in it. If you're someone who enjoys investing, but also learning when you invest and history, this all ties together. And so he thanked me so many times. Thank you for introducing me to this. I didn't even know. I didn't, and so it brought us into a whole new tangent. And maybe when he's done with this part of his collection journey, we'll probably move over to something else. And that's what's fun. That's the fun part of it. And the best part, Dustin, is that in my personal experience, not with my own coins and with my customers' coins that we've sold them,
mhm.
I I haven't seen anything where we're seeing what's happening in the last week. I mean, not even close. We are actively calling customers buying back coins because many of the coins we've sold them 3, 4, 5 years ago have gone up tremendously in price. So we're
Yeah.
buying them at a fair price. They're making money. The next person to own that coin is going to get a great deal because, one thing that I think makes us different here, Dustin, at American Coin and Currency is that we sell our coins based off what we buy them for, not so much what the market dictates. So if I get an incredible deal on a coin, I'm going to pass that on to my customer.
Yeah, that's
You
great.
know, I'm not going to mark it up to what the market is dictating and then sell it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's always been a key component, and it's worked out well for all involved. So I would for people that are watching have interest, please reach out, and I'd love to have a conversation with you. Um, I would say if you're really serious about getting if you already have a collection, would like to expand on it, or you're just starting and would like to build something meaningful, a legacy collection, I like to call it. I would say $100,000 would be a good starting point, and we could put together some pieces, not a large collection for 100,000, but we're gonna put together. It could be one coin, it could be two or three. It all depends on what's coming available at auctions or what we can buy from existing customers who are willing to sell. Because customers do die, unfortunately, in this business. Many of our customers are entering that part of their life. But point being, if you have the means to do so, I would absolutely encourage you reach out to us so we can at least have a conversation. Conversation never hurt anybody, right? And where we go from there completely depends on the person listening to this right now.
Yeah, definitely check us out. Call us 561-310-8341. Email us uniquecoins@gmail.com. Website coinandcurrency.net. Find us on eBay, American CC, and find us in Google and Yelp at American Coin and Currency. So yeah.
So what else has been going on, Dustin?
Uh just watching the markets. I mean, doing my thing, my store, and getting sales and stuff, and um, yeah, just watching what's going on. I mean, all I can only do is watch from the sideline, and when it comes to the rest of the market. But when it comes
Yeah.
to coins, can't really go wrong with graded coins. They just keep value and go up steadily, and you know, you're pretty insulated in that part.
It's really insulated. It truly is. And I think anything rare, anything of rarity is insulated.
Yeah, yeah. Pokemon. Yeah, I tend to do. I look for specific Japanese promo cards in the Pokemon cards. They tend to do pretty well over time. Um, every time I've touched anything that's Japanese and promo only, exclusively Japanese, has done very well. So it's kind of crazy. Have a
Let
good eye
me
out for that.
let me ask you, Dustin. I remember a few years ago, Post Malone famously purchased a Pokemon. Oh no, that was a different one. That was it
Is
wasn't
it Logan?
Pokemon. It was MO. What is it? The
Which one?
Magic the Gathering, MTG.
Oh, the Black Lotus. Yeah, that's the most rarest. Yeah, Magic the
I
Gathering
was
card.
I bring it up because I'm wondering if he tried to sell it, what do you think he would get?
I'd say upwards of million plus. I mean, it's. I think there's in the PSA 10 probably I think less than 10 or something like that. I'm not sure what the pop is, but yeah, it's really rare. But I think I've either one crossed it when I was younger, or it was very cheap. It was very cheap when I was younger. I was actually when I was in school detention. Um, I ended up um, getting like Magic the Gathering cards somehow, and some kids just passed along. I'm like, okay, and I
Yeah.
didn't really think much of them. I was more into the Pokemon, but yeah, they kind of just went to the wayside. But yeah, I'm sure there was some grails at that time because I was living in the I was living in the Washington State where Wizards of the West Coast are from Redmond, Washington. So a lot of that production came out to that state, and apparently a lot of the products and everything. Yeah, it's like in this golden age of card games. I didn't realize it until I was older, but um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah,
Is
I had a
there
huge opportunity.
is there a lot of fluctuation in that market, or has it been steady?
Um, it's a little volatile when it comes to like markets. I'd say newer stuff is kind of up and down. Anything that's older in the last 5 years has done very well. Um,
Okay.
yeah, but anything that's about 5 years old in the trading card game wise, it's done pretty steadily up. I have some cards worth about 6K that I'm getting graded right now.
Ooh.
But yeah, but I bought the boxes for $100. Pull, out of 36 packs, you get maybe two good ones. But that I think the pulls are pretty good back then. Now it's like you go to the store and like the shopping market and everyone's waiting in line at Target or something for the machine, and it's like, oh, sold out. I'm not even doing all this, but it's how far it's gone along, in comparison to like pretty much them trying to give it to you for free back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, I look at that and intuitively, I would think that that marketplace is going to continue to be strong as long as they
Yeah,
don't dilute it. And I don't see how they could unless they printed more or made more.
yeah,
Um,
they do ish.
but there's a lot of young people that have a lot of money
Oh
and can
yeah,
afford, no problem spending 10, 20, 100,000 on a card. Um,
yeah. They're like it's basically once Logan Paul and like celebrities like started to go into the hobby, it was like that really that really gave that intrinsic value of people wanting to get into it like early 2021, 22. And then now it's just like normal. Like people are opening packs, they're on whatnot, they're on all these. There's just so much information. Plus the anniversary, 30th anniversary, I believe, is on in February, is this month. they're going to do announcement at the Super Bowl. So I mean, it's just going to be like even more, you know, and then everything's on the roadmap, games, you know, new sets of cards, whatever, you know. Um, but me, yeah, I always focus on early 2000s Japanese exclusive Pokemon cards. Those ones
Okay.
always do very, very well. I've got things for $100. They're worth 2,000. I've got things that are, you know, worth 10, $20 are now worth in the hundreds. But yeah, I'm
Wow.
really focused on specific. There's a specific character that's not really mentioned in the U.S. that is what I'm exclusively looking for right now. But yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's a great it's great. There's a lot of profit, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was just in Little Tokyo out in LA last
Oh yeah,
weekend.
yes,
It was it was so much fun. I love all the anime that was out there, and
nice.
um, a lot of what you're talking about. Just it's very it's if you like it, you love it, and I think if you don't like it, you hate it. But I like it. I love it. I think it's very interesting. I love the artwork, the
Mhm.
characters, the themes. The themes get a little wild, though. I gotta say, especially when you get into some of the themes, the sexual themes with like animals and octopus and
God, tentacles.
tentacles. Man.
That's like, that's wild.
Wild, man. I
Broke
didn't
down a
know that
podcast.
existed. You see, I a whole new world opened to me. I had no idea that was, but you
Well,
know, cool.
that's interesting because next week we're gonna have a person that's in the collectibles industry who has a shop. So he's gonna join us next week to cover all the collectibles kind of thing, anime, all that. I'm sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So switch it up a little bit. But yeah, let's go down the line here. Just kind of get some talking points.
Yep.
So I guess to touch on like insulation, you know, we talked about, you know, how graded coins in comparison, like precious metals, bullion, like what do you see, like, you know, that steady increase in value? Are people gonna kind of separate the two? Like when's it gonna decouple? And like I mean, obviously it's decoupling, but like what's your thoughts? Like 3 to 6 months kind of thing.
I think we're going to be. My gut tells me we're going to be higher with metals across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
'Cause again, nothing has changed. Nothing. If we went to between last Friday and today, nothing fundamentally has changed other than the price.
yeah.
It's not like they, all of a sudden 10 billion ounces of silver was discovered already, refined.
Yeah,
So
it's
gold.
all
I
on paper.
listen. You want like real gut feeling. I've been involved, like I said earlier, in markets for. I'm 53 now. I used to read the Wall Street Journal in high school, and everyone was like, "What is like?" Just loved stock symbols. There was something about them. I gravitated to it. I liked looking at the percentages, the up and down, and the price fluctuations and all that. And
Mhm.
so, more than 30 years, I've been watching these markets, and I'm telling you, man, uh, there's out there that are sucking up as much as they can at
Oh
the
yeah,
prices, and when they get their fill, I think you're going to see that markets are going to go up
yeah,
tremendously up because unless the only flaw in that statement in that little thesis that I have is that uh, my concern, not for graded coins, not for numismatics or rare notes,
yeah.
but for metals, because we've sold a tremendous amount of metal in the last month, and probably 80% of our business is just numismatics. We're not bullion dealers per se, but we do
Yeah.
provide it to our customers um, at better prices than you'll see anywhere of the big ones online, by the way. And
Mhm.
so I think you're just going to have these markets continue to fluctuate here, but uh, you have just anyone who's watching this, just remove the noise from your head and think logically and think about
Yeah.
what's happening in this world. We're at the end of a cycle. Like for anyone who hasn't read the book, The Fourth Turning, I really suggest reading it. It's an
Uh,
incredible book.
that's a good one.
Uh, that one's great, but also I think he's a incredibly smart, intelligent man, and I mean he's been tooting this, sounding this alarm for a while that we are at the end of a long-term debt cycle. And so,
Mhm.
listen, the powers that be, we have midterms coming up next, no, not next year, in November. And so the powers that be will do everything to hold this market up prior to midterms. After midterms happen, I think we're going to see some stuff that we've never seen before. And I'm not saying I don't financially, I'm talking about not wars or stuff like that. I think we're going to see. I think prices are so inflated. Um,
Yeah.
you look at the AI bubble. Um, Memory is becoming an issue. I sent you an
Yeah.
article yesterday with Qualcomm having issues supplying
Yeah.
memory, and the power grid. You know, even though Elon is, which was a brilliant stroke, combining XAI into SpaceX, that changes the whole game, right? And they're talking about now having data centers orbiting the Earth, which can
Yeah.
operate in
That's wild.
zero, pure, true zero, and unlimited power through solar. And so I'm bringing that up because that's years away from happening, man. That's not going to happen next year,
Okay.
you
I
know.
was about to say.
So let's say that's 5 years out. Between now and 5 years, we're working on a grid that hasn't been updated in over 50 years. Like we don't have the infrastructure, and I don't understand how this isn't. It's like one of I've seen it before though in markets. People I saw it during the dot-com bubble. Logic and intuition and logic and common sense just goes thrown out the window, and just madness and euphoria take over, and that's what I see now. I just
Mhm.
and who's gonna when the bubble does pop, when the steam gets let out and the air gets let out, uh, who's going to benefit? Physical assets, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, numismatics, rare coins, rare notes, assets, things like that.
Mhm.
That's my take. I do spend a lot of time thinking about it. I know most people find this stuff boring, but my head is always in this space. I just find it very, very, very interesting. Always have.
Mm. Yeah. Gotta stay at the pulse. There's a lot going on, a lot of geopolitics around, especially precious metals, which separate from numismatics, but still, when it comes to numismatics in general, like there's new discoveries of treasure and coins just in the ground. Like at any moment, like you mentioned earlier, those treasures are still out there.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and every day is some new discovery. So um, yeah, and having those coins graded and put them in the population, and those rarities, those really play a huge role in like how the market conditions when it comes to graded coins. So I'm excited to see like how I guess the geopolitical like kind of decisions. I know they had that meeting the other day you mentioned with the 50 countries um,
Yesterday, yeah.
yesterday, and how that's going to really shape decision making. But yeah, I feel like this is like mentioned from that guy that it's a good time for them to short the price so they can buy it and have these contracts developed at this point when the price is down on paper, and then basically increase the value. Because yeah, the allocation for strategic metals are still there. It's a critical metal at this point for silver. Like the use case is still there regardless of the price and market action, and all of that is just paper. It's not physical. So
Yep.
we're gonna definitely see a relief rally, and I'm like, I'm gonna put a long in at this point. It's too late for a short, but if anybody's going to benefit from this, it's going to happen, fairly soon. And yeah, March does seem like it may be Q2 kind of thing going on. End of Q1,
Yeah.
maybe just kind of bottoming out. There might be some relief, but yeah, I don't see the prices going down, especially in the physical market. Um, but yeah, there's definitely some suppression. So we're gonna see some bounce back for sure. But yeah, when it comes to crypto, honestly, I think it's getting shot. So um, which I'm okay because I'm not as in the market this time around compared to the last time. So um, gives me a second chance to get back in there when the markets come down. But I think now with precious metals and just general, crypto or everything is all kind of coupled. They're all in the same basket now. Where years before it was like completely decoupled and markets are different. But you can see, yeah, moves one market moves into the other. Precious metals obviously held on a lot longer than the crypto market, and then with paper it just all fell this last week. So um, you know,
Yeah.
but for us it really shows that the physical or the graded coin market is holding up. I mean, I'm seeing silver eagles sell for $100 at least, ungraded. Um, that's
Yep.
that's great to see. Here, I'll show you guys on what's going on eBay. Here, let's see. That's not it. There we go. Yeah, we got 90, so 300, 139 for graded, 550. Oh, so these are a tenth of an ounce silver, $41. So
Wow.
there's no stopping. Like 20 ounces for 1,800. I mean, that's a pretty good price, especially with the premiums. Um, yeah, and this is just all day. This is the fifth, so people are still heavily buying graded coins.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
general,
The
I mean, yeah, it's nonstop. So um, that goes to show, like there's strength in different markets, and if you guys are uncertain and about the market conditions, what's going on, you can always give us a call. 561-310-8341, uniquecoins@gmail.com, website coinandcurrency.net. And if there's anything that's not on our eBay, give us a call. We have a lot of things in stock. Definitely check us out. We have our map, our Google Maps and Yelp. You can follow or find us on American Coin and Currency. So yeah, it's been an interesting market conditions, but definitely all time highs across the board when it comes to precious metals. But anything you excited about with any inventory? Anything recently that you've seen?
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. The so the proofs, we just put the proofs in inventory. The are the I should have sent you a picture, aren't it? They're the 250th anniversary. They're a dual date Silver Eagle proof. So it has 1776 to 2026.
Oh,
It's the Bell, um, the
let's see.
Liberty Bell Privy, and
It's
ours
not.
are advanced release. PCGS, we have PCGS and NGC advanced release. The PCGS are signed by Emily Damstra. The NGC are signed by Michael Gaudioso. They're proof 70. Deep cameo for PCGS. That's the mid state 70. That's not the proof. I don't have the mock up for the proof yet.
All right.
Our exact ones because they haven't been released from the mint yet, and they haven't even
Ah.
been to PCGS yet.
Oh
But
wow.
anyway, they're yeah, so they're the absolute top tier proof you can get, advanced release, signed, all that good stuff. But what's really great about these, Dustin, is that um, not only is it a privy coin with the Liberty privy, but that dual is something that is first. Uh, so this is the first time that they're going to have that privy with a dual date on improved
Nice.
Silver Eagle. It's going to become highly collectible, especially, if you're going to buy them, right? Don't buy raw. Do yourself a favor, spend extra money and get the best of the best. Get an advanced release, Proof 70, either Ultra or Deep Cameo, and preferably signed by someone who's notable. So we're offering them we're going to put them up on eBay at $700 each. And that's for eBay. And for in-house customers, we always have possibly better deals when we speak directly with you.
I was trying to pull up the mint.
Besides that, Dustin, the platinum. The platinum Eagles just came out. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, they did just come out. They're at the breakers. I can see you picking that. Next time I need to send you some pics of the coins. That way we could pop them up here, and so people could see them. I didn't even think of that. I didn't know we were going to go here. But besides that, the mint does have some other really cool items coming out this year.
Oh yeah, I'll pull it up. Let's see. Shares tab.
So right after the go down a little bit, the proof launch, you'll see the congratulations set.
Yeah,
that is going to be that is a winner chicken dinner. Look at the mintage, only 60,000. Is that what it says? 60, right?
Yeah,
one
60,
per house. One. When you see that one, for anyone
dang.
When you see that one per household limit, that's going to be a hot coin.
That's hot, yeah. That's beautiful.
So we'll be getting these as well. I don't have a price on them yet, but ours will be top tier. They'll be advanced release. They'll be signed. They'll be the best of the best, and that's what you should buy. The best of the best.
That's nice.
Don't chintz out when it comes to coins. You will regret it in the end.
Yeah.
Promise.
It's very nice.
So we have the congratulations set. And then if you go down, of course, the Gold Eagles are coming out. Go down, scroll down a little bit further. I think the Gold Mercury Dime is the first of the series that's coming out. Keep going down.
Gold Mercury Dime. Oh, right there it is.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So the best of the mint series is
nice.
Incredible. I cannot wait. These are going to be insanely difficult to get. All of these best of the mint coins are going to be so freaking hard. But guess what? We're getting them. Promise.
Doesn't show it. Just one limit. Nope. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, man.
So usually, can only imagine what's going to be, because I remember the Palladium was it 12,000?
Palladium was 12,000.
Yeah. So that's probably somewhere around that range.
Dang. Oh yeah, it's going to be very, very low. And then after that, they have the so it's going to be a set, which is nice.
Okay. I see. So silver?
Silver metal. What I'm going to try to do with these, Dustin, there's something called a duo set. So if you take two PCGS coins and put them together like that, that's the size of the set. But it's one slab, right? Instead of two slabs. And that way we could have the gold Mercury Dime and its companion.
So one
holder.
Yeah, one holder, yeah.
Called a duo set. I love them.
Nice.
Yeah, so the Mint is coming out with some amazing coins this year, which I'm really happy to see. I think 2027 is going to be, I know 2027 is going to be an amazing year for rarities, for future rarities, present and future. So exciting stuff. Like, our business model doesn't change because of fluctuations in spot price. That's one of the things I really love about what I do. I could care, not that I could care less, but when silver dropped 30% on Friday, well, okay, my inventory, the value of my inventory really didn't change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
So
anything,
I'm insulated.
people are more interested, if anything, at that point. They're like, "Whoa, where are we going to park our money?"
That's the key.
Uh,
That's the key. Money has to go somewhere.
like keeps flowing. Yeah, I just follow the money, and you'll always be in the right place. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, we're at the 5 minute mark. It seemed like we didn't
Wow.
cover a lot. Maybe we didn't. I don't know, but it was good. That we needed this. We need this. So we'll definitely have this every month, if not every 2 weeks, every couple weeks. This month we're gonna be packed. We got a collectibles person coming in, and we have a panel for numismatics guests that we had previously for week 3, and then week 4 we're gonna wrap it up with RWA. But we're gonna come back and circle back with the numismatics and have our focal point. So definitely gonna have a in-house kind of relationship with what we're doing here. But yeah, let's get into the questions. We got some responses. What was it? What was that one? Someone said, "Great show. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back here every week, 1 p.m. Eastern, every Thursday. Are graded coins safer than raw bullion right now?" Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
that's it, man. That's the ticket. Can't go wrong.
You're
Um,
buying a built-in hedge.
yeah, for sure. It's really shiny. What do collectors buy more aggressively during market stress?
There's no one item. It's
Yeah,
always in the last month. Like I said, we've sold a tremendous amount of gold and silver,
yeah,
raw, just bullion, and we're probably one of the busiest months. Not probably. We have had one of the busiest months in the last 2 quarters, actually,
dang.
and January was a fantastic month. So collectors buy everything during market stress. I wish I had better advice or an opinion for you, but I really don't. It's just uh, people clamor to gold. If that is really the default, whether it's graded double eagles, common date, or raw gold, gold is gold, and they ain't making more of it.
Yeah, that is true. Unless I guess we find more asteroids with gold on
Yeah,
it.
that'd be cool.
Crash, crash into
Crash
the
the price.
crash price pretty much. Uh, what role does scarcity play in protecting coin values?
Well, it works hand in hand. So scarcity ensures that the values will stay elevated as long as you have a robust population of people that have interest in that item.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's very specific. So depends on what you're collecting, and stick to it. And like we mentioned earlier, you might navigate through and find different sets of coins
Yeah.
based on your interest. So yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. I will be subscribing. Good info. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Hit them subscribes.
Thank you. Subscribe.
Subscribe, follow us, give us a call, 561-310-8341, uniquecoins@gmail.com, coinandcurrency.net, American CC, find us at eBay, definitely find us on Google Maps and Yelp, American Coin and Currency. Gotta do that plug. All right, let's see. What else? What's a good one here? What are the causes of crypto and stocks to collapse faster than past cycles?
Was
I mean, I can add to the crypto side of things. I mean, to me, it's the same kind of market to from bottom to top. There is some like math to it. Supposedly, it's 1,064 days from bottom to top, which would have been October 5th, 2025, which was the top of the Bitcoin market. So, if it plays out, we can see the return and kind of bottoming out around October this year. but that those could change because of interest now that it's more geopolitical and there's treasury. They're adding it to their treasury, Bitcoin, and it's becoming a reserve currency in that sense, or a commodity. So we'll see what it looks like in the future. But and then, what's your take on stocks for your side?
First thing that popped in my head is money supply. So I think if you have a
Yeah,
higher money supply, more money floating in the system, you probably have uh, more gyration and greater swings.
yeah, true. Yeah, more stimulus. We see this in 2020 with the PPP loans and all the $1,200 checks given out. People were putting it right into markets. There was a lot of free and cheap money. Um,
Yeah.
now we're kind of clawing back a little. I don't know if there's any QE publicly mentioned, but obviously the printer's still running. um, so we could definitely see some stimulus, especially with the markets pulling back with the precious metals. It's like 10 trillion or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard different amounts, but
Yeah,
something you just said reminded me of something I want to bring up real quick because this could directly affect what happens moving forward. Not it could, it will.
yeah.
Um, I've mentioned a few times on our show. There's a book. It's called the Monster of Jekyll Island. It's
Oh,
about the
heard of
creation of
it.
the Fed.
Mm.
And in the beginning of that book, a whole chapter they're talking about monetary policy, present day, not present day, but when Bernanke was at the Fed.
Mm.
The
Okay.
gentleman who is now appointed to be the chairman of the Fed, Warsh, he was in this book, and I had just read this book literally like 6 months ago. He was the standalone voice he got pushed out of the Fed because he was the standalone voice voting in dissent against everyone else. And in this book, they say at the Fed, they always put out a unilateral is when they're all together, right? Yeah, unilateral uh,
Mm.
system where like it just shows cohesiveness for optics. So
Mm.
he was this one dissenting voter all the time. Whenever like QE, this was before it was implemented,
Oh wow.
and so I don't think people realize that this guy. I mean, a lot of people I'm sure do, but um, he's going to change the way things are done at the Fed. It's not going to be this money printing system that it has been, like we've gotten used to with QE and
Yeah.
QT and bailouts and all this stuff. Like this guy,
Yeah.
he's looking to turn that ship around and make
Oh,
it the way the
nice.
Fed used to be, where it's not a large hedge fund, which it has become, it seems. So there's a lot going to happen here in the future. And again, that's why you should own products and items that are going to shield your wealth and show you security and appreciation. And that's what we can provide. If you want to have a serious conversation with me, please give me a call. We'll discuss it. And I'm just being upfront. If you have $100,000 or more that you could put into something like this, that would really help the process. If not, there are coins that are substantially less money than that, but you're not going to see the kind of annual returns that you do with the higher end coins. So I just want to put that out there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, give us a call. 561-310-8341. All right. So we're here over a little bit of the hour. We have some more questions or answers, but we're just gonna wrap up with you guys today. So any final words from your side on what's going on and what to look forward to this week?
Final word. No, always final words. I mean, today it's exciting. I like this kind of environment. Um, it makes me feel alive, I guess. I
Yeah.
just I don't like when things go straight up. I don't like when things go straight
Oh,
down. And maybe this
no.
consequence of the silver going pretty much straight up,
Yeah.
as opposed to going up gradually and building, some bases there, some structure. So watch the spreads. I always say that. Watch. Don't listen so much. Kind of get back to just fundamental thinking and get the noise out of your head, and you'll make the right choices.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think think the markets are going to correct at some point. I feel like still a little bit blood in the water, so I don't think it's done yet. At least crypto market, I see there's a little bit of a cushion around 58K, 62. So I'll see what happens over the weekend. And then yeah, I mean, graded coin markets not stopping, like we mentioned, and I showed you guys. And yeah, to mention the guest, we're gonna have a guest next week for collectibles. Let me pull up his information. I'll have it off his hand. Oh, actually, it's this screen right here. Let's go here. We will be having Matthew Granberg. He is a collectibles at My Collectibles and Toys. So we're
Cool.
gonna have him joining us, and then we have our panel the next week after that, which will have the previous guests um, with David LeBlanc, David Donahue, Zach Karate, and it is Christian Strayborn from ANA. So we'll have all them on for the couple weeks from now, and then we'll have our RWA guests as well. We'll make those announcements in the coming weeks. So
Awesome.
yes, stay tuned with us. This is When Market Breaks, Why Graded Coins Protect Wealth When Everything Else is Swinging. We'll be here 1 p.m. Eastern Thursday. We'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Peace.
See ya. Thank you.
Thanks again.